What's up guys, it's Meg giving you another Definitely Collusion. Today guys we're doing Phantom Knights, but I decided to merge them with some like Burning Abyss. That means this is kind of like a PK fire deck. However, because Rusty Bardiche is banned in this game, obviously Rusty will not be in the list unfortunately. And also I have kind of like, I'm still new to to Burning Abyss, so I haven't really, there's been some situations where there could have been where I should have put in other Burning Abyss. But I decided to sell on the deck that we've got now, so let's get into it and let's see what we've got. So starting us off guys, this is a 42 card deck simply because I just didn't know what to cut. So decided to run one copy of Alich, I think it's called, because all Burning Abyss have the effects where if you control another monster isn't a Burning Abyss, they get destroyed. They all have the ability, if you control no spell or traps, you can special summon from the hand. And also they all have a graveyard ability, like when they hit the graveyard. You can use one effect each per turn, so you can either summon them or trigger their graveyard abilities. One or the other, you can't do both, so please be mindful on that. So if a Lich hits the graveyard, you can target one monster in the field and negate its effects. So basically when it hits the graveyard, it's like an effect Veilor or a Imperm, which is not actually a bad one. 2 Ash Blossom, because of course Ash in this format is one of the best hand traps, unlike a Nibiru or Gamma. So if your opponent does anything from the deck, like add special summon or send a card from the deck to the grave, it just shuts it down. Have a nice day. Now guys, Sir and Graf are limited to 1 in this game and not at 3 like in the TCG where they're back at full power. So unfortunately we have to run 1 of each. So if Sir hits the graveyard, you can basically resurrect any Burning Abyss monster in your grave. It's like a Monster Reborn for the deck. Running 1 copy of Farther, because if this bad boy hits the graveyard, you can target 1 monster field and banish it until the end phase. Really great to disrupt your opponent. Like if they've got a pesky card and all that lot, or like either force them to use a negate, or it basically like outs the monster you can try and hit for game. 1 copy of Graf, because if this bad boy hits the graveyard, special summon any Burning Abyss from your deck. We're running 1 Libic. Like you can take this card out. There's been some situations where I wanted this card. There's some situations where I didn't want this card. So this card, if it hits the graveyard, special summon a level 3 Dark Fiend from your hand, and its effect is negated. So that's kind of great. Its effects are negated, because it means even if you have a non-Burning Abyss monster in the field, it won't destroy itself. So that's kind of great as well. So it's like another extender, but again, you don't, unless you're doing unless you want more Burning Abysses, this card doesn't really come with as much. Now we are running a slight Predaplant or like combo with the Orphis Scorpio and Darling Cobra. The reason why we're using this is because you play Orphis Scorpio, pitch any card. Phantom Knights have graveyard abilities, and so do your Burning Abyss. So summon out Darling Cobra. Darling Cobra lets you add Super Polymerization to your hand. Because all our monsters are Dark attribute, means you can get Starving Venom just like that. And also guys, I'm not going to lie, they're both level 3s. So that means you can just go into Cherubini and do all of your plays with Cherubini, just simply by playing Orphis Scorpio. Now for extenders, I'm running 1 Psychic Tracker and 2 Psychic Wielder. I'm using 2 Wielder over and only 1 Tracker for a reason that Wielder is a tuner. So that means with Wielder and Tracker, you can easily go into stuff like Halka Vibrex and stuff like that. You can special summon these by having any level 3 monster on the field. One copy of Rubik, because again he's the Burning Abyss tuner. It's the only reason you basically run him. So you can go into again Halka Vibrex or go into other plays. 2 copies of Skarm. Skarm's one of the best ones that you summon off a tour guide, because during the end phase, if Skarm is sent to the grave, you get to add any level 3 fiend from your deck to your hand, which is pretty sweet. Setting up for next turn, especially when you can just search out tour guide during the end phase. 2 copies of Phantom Knight of Ancient Cloak. Now all Phantom Knight cards, guys, have an effect where you can banish them from the graveyard to trigger a certain ability. So with Cloak, you can banish it from the grave to add any The Phantom Knights card from your deck to your hand. As long as it has The Phantom Knights, it can add. If it just says Phantom Knights, I don't think it can add. It has to be specifically The Phantom Knights. So we've got 3 copies of Ragged Gloves. The reason why I've got Ragged Gloves is because if you use it to go into Breaksword or Dark Rebellion, it gains 1,000 more attack points, pretty sweet. And also you can banish it from your grave to send any Phantom Knight or any Phantom Knight card from your deck to the grave. So you can send the trap cards for a Monster Reborn, or you can send the monsters for the monster effects. We've got 3 copies of Silent Boots, known off the best card in this deck, because not only can you special summon it if you control a Phantom Knight monster for free, Really great. You can also remove it from play to add a Phantom Knight spell or trap from your deck to your hand, which means this card searches out Pugblade, which is basically a monster negate. Then we've got 2 copies of Tour Guide. She's limited to 2, I think. It's either 2 or decide to run 2. Basically, you get special summon a level 3 fiend monster from your hand or deck. Its effect is negated. So that means you can summon any one of your Burning Abysses, and because its effect's negated, it won't be destroyed. So that means just by going into Tour Guide, you can go into Cherubini just like that. 2 copies of Laura Darkness, because near enough every single copy of our, or apart from the Psychic cards, all of our monsters are dark attributes. So that means you'll always draw this for like draw power. 1 copy of Foolish Burial, because near enough every single one of my monsters have a graveyard ability. Phantom Knights search for cards, and also the Burning Abysses depending on the situation. I decided to put in a couple of Foolish Burial goods as well, simply because we can pitch a Wings or Pugblade in order to basically act as a Monster Reborn. Speaking of Monster Reborn, 1 copy of this as well for another combo extender. Rhoda, because some of our Phantom Knights are warriors, so this means you can search out any one of the Phantom Knights cards. Like if say you've got ragged gloves, you can search the boots. If you've got the boots, you can search the gloves. So just stuff like that. We've got 1 copy of Super Polymerization. I decided to only run 1 because I only really want Super Poly target. Super Poly, guys, like I say, it's searchable with Darling Cobra, and it lets us go into Starving Venom because all of our monsters are dark. If your opponent's running a dark, it's even easier to start with that as well. 3 copies, Fogblade, guys. Fogblade cannot. Call up again. Fogblade is basically a monster. Is basically a effect. Well, like a Fiendish Chain in a way. You can target 1 monster in the field, negate its effect. So it is a monster negate. That monster can't attack. You can't attack that monster, and also you can banish this card from the grave to resurrect any of the Phantom Knight monster from the graveyard. So it's all in all a great card. Wings is kind of like the same thing as a Monster Reborn, because obviously you can banish it from your grave to resurrect a Phantom Knight monster. And also you can target 1 monster on the field, it gains 500 attack. Also it can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects 1 time this turn. So all in all, that's kind of great for a protection card. Then I also run the Solemn Brigade, 2 Judgment, 2 Strike, simply because they give the deck a little bit more power. Solemn Judgment is basically a monster disruption or a spell or trap negate, because should your opponent summon a monster, negate it, summon and destroy it, or if a spell or trap is activated, pay half your life points, negate and destroy it. Solemn Strike is should your opponent activate a monster effect or special summon a monster, pay 1500 life points and negate and destroy that effect. So that's what we're doing. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Going on to the extra deck, we are running 1 copy of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. If anything, I would kind of like to add another like Super Poly target, but I decided to only run Starving Venom. But yeah, you can always try and take something out of the extra deck, like Avamax, and run in like another Super Poly target. So Starving Venom, if it gets destroyed, basically nukes the field of all some monsters opponent controls, really great. And if it is Fusion Summon, it gains attack equal to 1 special monster opponent controls, really great. And also it can copy a level 5 or higher monster's effect as well. We're running 1 copy of Beatrice. You use Beatrice by using Dante, discarding any Burning Abyss from your hand, and you overlay Dante into Beatrice. Beatrice can send. Beatrice's effect is she can during either player's turn detach 1 Exceed material, then send any card in your deck to the grave. Doesn't have to be a monster. You can send the Phantom Knight cards if you want a Monster Reborn for a combo extender. The sky's the limit. And also, if this card's drawn by battle by card effect, expect summon a Burning Abyss monster from your extra deck as well. So this card can float into Dante. So Dante's effect is, guys, for cost as well. You could detach up to detach Exceed material to choose up to 1 to 3 cards and send them from the deck to the grave. Now, because the Phantom and the Burning Abyss cards activate in the grave, Dante triggers can trigger all their abilities. Because your Phantom Knights can remove themselves from the graveyard to trigger their abilities, and also your Phantom Knights trap cards can act as a monster reborn in the grave. Dante is just a fantastic extender for this deck. We've got using 1 copy of Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon, simply because when Break Sword is destroyed, you could summon 2 Phantom Knight monsters with the same level back to the field. They will become level 4, and then that means you can overlay into Dark Rebellion. By all means, you can actually take out Dark Rebellion, because I've never summoned it once, but it's just there just in case, really. So Break Sword, guys, you can attach 1 Exceeds material, target 1 card you control, 1 card your opponent controls, destroy them both. So that means, say you do have that Fogblade up, you can destroy Fogblade and 1 card your opponent controls, and you can out the Fog Blades when you can still attack. Links, guys, we're going in using the 1 copy of Bowl Swords, and because Bowl Swords is just a fantastic OTK machine. Can't be destroyed by battle. Target, if it attacks a monster, it gains half that monster's attack, and they lose half their attack. By switching a monster from attacking to defense mode, this card can attack twice. It can do everything. Now we've got 2 copies of Cherubini. Cherubini, guys, is the best link in known of this game, really, in my opinion. Cherubini, guys, any monster that's pointed to Cherubini cannot be destroyed by card effects. So that means all of your Burning Abysses won't destroy themselves if they're pointing to Cherubini if you have another monster. So if I summon Silent Boots, if I've got Scarm in play, Scarm will not destroy itself because obviously Cherubini is protecting it. And should Cherubini be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can send 1 card you control instead, so that's pretty great. And Cherubini's own ability is you can send 1 level 3 monster from your deck to the grave. Cherubini will gain attack equal to that monster's attack. Will gain attack equal to that monster's attack. So that's kind of great as well. So say you send I don't know, Psychic Tracker, Cherubini will gain 1,600 attack points, which is kind of great. Crystalline Halqifibrax, I only use this card for link climbing to go into stuff like Bowl Sword or go into Nightmare Unicorn, just like that. We're using IP Masquerena because Masquerena is not bad in this deck. It's any 2 monsters can go into her. And Masquerena is great to go into Unicorn because you can link summon during your opponent's turn with Masquerena. And any monster that uses Masquerena for link material cannot be destroyed by card effects as well. So that means you can go into Unicorn during your opponent's turn. Unicorn, you just discard any card and target 1 card in the field, return it to the deck. If you discarded your Burning Abyss monster because it's hit the graveyard, their effects are going to trigger. If you've got your Phantom Knights in the graveyard, obviously you can remove them for play to trigger their abilities. The sky's the limit. Then we've got Crusader Avamax. Again, you could take this out if you want to put Starving Venom in the another super poly target. This card's great because when it's linked, if this card is summoned, it can't be targeted by card effects. If you use it with Masquerade, it can't be targeted by card effects, can't be destroyed by card effects, and if it attacks a monster or special summoned, it gains that monster's attack point. So Avamax is an incredibly hard thing to out if you use it with Masquerena. And then finally I'm using that Anaconda because any 2 effect monsters make Anaconda, and you can purposely just send that Super Polymerization if you did draw that Cobra because you realistically don't want to draw it. If you did draw it, you can just just go into Anaconda, use its ability to send Super Poly to the graveyard, and then trigger Super Poly's effect to basically fuse your monsters to go into Starving Venom. That's the whole purpose of it. And that's it for the deck, guys. It is legit a nice, straightforward deck. Really nice to play. I could refine it to like maybe add in some better Burning Abysses, but I kind of like the build like it is. It's nothing serious. It's nothing great, but it's just an all-around nice, easy deck to play. And that's it for the deck, guys. I do hope you guys enjoy. If you did, hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing, because either one does help out the channel grow. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Keep them down below. And guys, wherever you are in the world, I do hope you have a very nice day, night, or wherever you are. So take care, guys. Stay healthy in these dark times. Take care. Goodbye.
Your